Welcome back. Thank you for staying with the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Mourners turned up in their dozens to pay respects to the late Victor Morris on Thursday evening. His grieving family has expressed difficulty in coping with his death. Morris was shot in November and succumbed to his wounds on Tuesday at hospital in Martinique. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
The shooting and subsequent death of former civil servant and former town clerk Victor Morris shocked the nation as the businessman had forged a reputation of being a jovial and friendly character. Feeling the pain even more is his family, who during a vigil held for him at Constitution Park on Thursday evening expressed their difficulty in coping with his death. Morris's brother, Pastor Quigley Morris, said he has good and bad days.
How are you feeling right now?
Boy, I don't know. Bitter feelings. But it's under control. Sometimes you're okay and sometimes you're not okay. And I guess that is how it happens. Like you live in intervals. One moment you're pleasant and okay, and next minute the memories complain and you start feeling different.
Pastor Morris went on to explain that his sister-in-law has been left in a state that has even been taxing on her health, leading to her seeking medical care in Martinique.
She saw a doctor. She did not collapse per se, but she was. She had a few issues, but now she's stable, and she will be coming home very soon.
Morris's brother-in-law, Dr. Franklin Bray, spoke highly of the deceased, calling him glue that kept his family together. The death, he said, has been a major strain on the family.
Him being taken away from us in such a way is a devastation. Nothing, no other word can really seek to explain that, but it's a devastation. It's traumatic for the family, and it's painful. The family is going through a very difficult time. His immediate family, his siblings, his relatives, it's difficult.
Dr. Bray said Morris will never be forgotten, especially for the love and laughter that he brought to the family. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
Now, Prime Minister Alain Chastanet and former Chief Medical Officer Dr. Stephen King were among the friends who came to sympathize with the family of Victor Morris during Thursday's vigil.
The friends and family of former civil servant and former town clerk Victor Morris poured into Constitution Park for a vigil on Thursday evening to pay their respects and to honor his memory. Needless to say, the mood was somber as individuals showed up by the dozens wearing a touch of purple to remember the life of a man whom many were happy to call a friend. One of the friends in attendance was former Chief Medical Officer Dr. Stephen King, who spoke highly of Morris, calling him a good man.
I knew Victor Morris. In fact, I really knew him when he was a principal of the Tapion School for a while, because my son was there, my youngest son, and he really did mentor him, and he had a big impact, big impression on that young boy's life. And up till today, my son, young man, speaks about Mr. Morris and he was very hurt, in fact, by what transpired.
Dr. King said there is way too much violence in St. Lucia currently, and serious introspection is needed. Echoing his statement was Prime Minister Alain Chastanet, who was also at the vigil.
So first of all, the homicide rate is too high. And in terms of unresolved crime, this is what we're trying to get fixed, is improve the ability of investigation, not having the forensic lab up and running, not having a dedicated investigative unit. The other big one really is that 1,000 criminal cases backlog. And I'm having to find $4.5 million this year for the next 3 years in order to be able to deal with this backlog. So it's going to take 2 judges almost 3 years to deal with it. No police headquarters. I mean, I can go down a litany of things as to explain why our ability to do the necessary investigations and close cases are there. But it's also very sad, and it's an indictment against all of us, and this is what I was talking to about in Gros Islet. The requirement for us to come together as a society and check ourselves.
Speaking about Morris, the PM shared some fond memories.
Anybody who knew Victor knew how much he loved life and how incredibly personable he was. And obviously the business that he had, you can imagine how many people that he knew. And certainly in all the times that I knew Victor, I never knew Victor not to smile and not to be looking at the positive side of life. So as a person, I know that his family is going to miss him tremendously. I know the party is going to miss him. I mean, how many community nights that we had, and Victor was always there. I mean, he was just a very strong supporter. Didn't mean that he didn't have his criticisms, but a very, very incredible individual. And sadly for me as Prime Minister, again, too many of these. You know, too many examples of where somebody's life is taken way too early. And it's just, it's very, very sad.
Morris was shot in a failed robbery attempt in November 2019 and succumbed on Tuesday, January 28, 2020. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
After months of tripartite conversations, which included the National Workers Union, NWU, Gowanda LLC has purchased all the assets of Caribbean Manufacturing Limited, Carryman. Carryman Limited has operated in the Vieux Fort Industrial Free Zone for about 40 years and has a workforce of 100 workers, which include line staff and management. A new agreement has been reached, and it includes all 100 workers to be absorbed by Gowanda LLC. All legal entitlements of the workers will be met. The existing industrial agreement between the NWU and the former company, Carryman Limited, will be bought over by the new company and extended by the NWU for 1 year. The union has saluted the former company for its economic contribution to Vieux Fort over the years. The NWU will be meeting with the new company soon at its base in Vieux Fort to chart the way forward. St. Lucia and the rest of CARIFORUM states have been involved in a technical dialogue with the UK since March 2017 in light of Brexit. The aim of this dialogue was to produce an agreement that would govern trade between the CARIFORUM states and the United Kingdom after its exit from the European Union, and to replicate the effects of the CARIFORUM EU Economic Partnership Agreement.
The United Kingdom's Brexit bill has completed its passage through the House of Commons and the House of Lords and has received royal assent. As of the 31st of January, the UK will formally leave the European Union with a withdrawal deal, and it will then go into a transition period that is scheduled to end on the 31st of December 2020. During this period, the UK will effectively remain in the EU's customs union and single market. Specifically, the UK will continue to be a party to the CARIFORUM EU Economic Partnership Agreement EPA until the 31st of December 2020. St. Lucia and CARIFORUM states have negotiated a deal to ensure continuity in the preferential trading relationship and avoid disruption in preferential trade between the CARIFORUM states and the United Kingdom formally leaves the European Union. The UK market is an important one for CARIFORUM, as it currently absorbs approximately 25% of the region's total exports to Europe. Bananas, rum, sugar, rice, agro-processed goods and methanol are among the major exports to the UK. With regard to services and investment, the UK has provided significant guarantees of access to its market. The CARIFORUM is committed to working closely with the UK to ensure that its service providers can take further advantage of the market. The CARIFORUM UK EPA is designed to ensure that these exports will continue to receive preferential treatment in the British market post-Brexit. It also replicates commitments on development cooperation to support implementation and use of the agreement. The CARIFORUM UK EPA was signed on the 22nd of March 2019 at Rodney Bay by St. Lucia and CARIFORUM states on the heels of the 25th meeting of the Council of Ministers of CARIFORUM. It was ratified by St. Lucia on the 30th of October 2019. The government of St. Lucia says it is optimistic that the CARIFORUM UK EPA will provide the certainty its economic operators and businesses so deserve, and that it will strengthen the long-standing relationship between the CARIFORUM region and the United Kingdom.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more coming up after the break.